Hello, rock and roll daycare community. Happy Tuesday. It is Barb, your curriculum director, and it's our Tuesday Training Tools Day. And I hope everyone's having a fabulous week, like always. And we are already at the end of June. So we started June, obviously, a couple weeks ago, and our theme was the prepared environment. And we actually spent 3 whole weeks talking about one part of our prepared environment, which were our materials and how we do setup, and talked about the importance of why we put so much detail and effort and thought into the setup of the learning materials in our environments. And we talked, about how that's being done practically in your classroom, and then did some reflection on, how often am I using it and how am I using these material making checklists. So it clearly was a very important topic because we did spend 3 whole weeks. Quite honestly, that was not the original intent of the month of June, but I hope this gives you some feedback that I read all your responses, and it was very clear to me that another couple weeks around this was important, and it is important because how we're displaying our materials are is not something that we take lightly or we don't want to put the time and effort into. And the reality is, like I've said in my other videos, is that we're coming out of COVID, and during COVID we had to do some things differently, and we had to do those at the drop of a hat, and now we're getting back into the way things were. So we needed some refreshers, and I think that's really great. So I appreciate all your feedback. I appreciate all your responses. Like I said, I read every single one of them. I get the alert when it comes in and I read it. And that's how and why I've changed the original plan that I had from the month of June. And that's what it's about, right? This is why we, you have this resource, that it is meaningful to you, it is something that you will be applying every day. And it's not just an extra to do or an extra task you have to get done. It's something that is truly something that helps you grow as an educator and as a team within your classroom. So to kind of wrap up, and we're at the end of June now, I'm actually going to kind of take a turn and do something completely different that I think maybe is needed as, again, we're maybe working with new teaching teams, or again, getting into a different rhythm or flow that we were in during COVID. So the part of the prepared environment that we're going to talk about today is you, the teacher, the role of the teacher. And I was wondering, should I should I do this one? Because we have a month where we do prepared adult, where we talk a lot about you, right? And so I was wondering, but I do think this is actually another, a lot of our themes do intertwine, like we always say, and that's kind of the point. But I do think I thought it would be nice to just end our month to talk about you, because you are part of the prepared environment and you are modeling so many things for the children. So I'm going to try to keep it separate from the prepared adult, but I do want you to just focus on one topic from this week about yourself as a part of the prepared environment, and keep this in mind because I think this is something as adults we can often forget. Um, is how much children are absorbing from your actions, and how that can really just really stick with them, the way you handle things throughout the day. So not even things through like how you do a circle time or a transition or maybe something else that's within the realm of teaching, but just like day-to-day things, that if you got frustrated about something. So here are some things that I just wanted to kind of bullet point as reminders, that these are things we're modeling whether we realize it or not. And this is at an age where it's really important to be mindful of these things that we're modeling, and making sure we're putting our best effort into making it a positive modeling than maybe something that a child could take a different way. So this list isn't to say you shouldn't do any of these things. It literally is how you react to them, right? And again, if this is probably all sounding familiar, as it should, but you're in the environment, you're modeling these things. So next time, just be thinking about, how am I handling mistakes? How am I dealing with frustration? All of us get frustrated on a daily basis, right? And we all have mistakes, but How am I handling it? I love when I make a mistake around young children. Do you know what a learning opportunity that is for me to highlight that mistake and then really verbalize and talk out how I'm going to manage that mistake and what happened. And that's so powerful for a child to to hear this and to have it modeled for them. And same with frustration. We don't want to be like, oh, I'm so annoyed, but oh gosh, I dropped this, and that I'm frustrated, or how we're solving problems, and how we're modeling that with other children, and how we're taking care of ourselves. All my years in the classroom, I I would be the first that like didn't drink water until lunchtime, right? So, and sometimes it's hard to pause. You're taking care of all the children in your classroom, that sometimes your own self-care doesn't is not always the priority. But again, to frame it in a way of, oh, you know what, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go get my water bottle because I'm feeling kind of thirsty. And you can model that for them to show, I take care of myself. It's really, it's really important to stay hydrated. And do you want to get your water bottle? Again, that's all really positive modeling for them. How we're asking for help, how we're navigating conflict, how we're caring for the environment. That's a big one. If they see us really taking care of the materials and cleaning them, they're going to know, okay, yep, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing too. And really how we listen. And this one is really important because it doesn't have to be listening just to the child, but listening to other co-teachers. Think of, all the interactions you have with the other adults in your center. And if you reflected on those, would you want those to be something you would want repeated in your classroom between two children, or any of those interactions? But how you're listening to other adults, and navigating any conflict or any situation that might come up that would need, some need for discussion. Again, how we're modeling all those little things are a part of a child's environment, and they are internalizing it and they are just soaking it all in. So, like I've said in so many previous Tuesday training tools, like we have a really big responsibility as early educators. And it's an exciting responsibility, and one that we should feel honored to have, but certainly one that we shouldn't take lightly. So I thought this would be a great way to just wrap up June, to say, ah, yes, right. I am part of that prepared environment. How I'm reacting to things, how I'm approaching things is directly, giving examples to the children in my care. So to take a pause, to take some reflection time, to look at these situations and really see, how do I handle them? Is there a different way? How do I feel about the way I handle them? I think can be really beneficial for yourself and your own good, but also just the environment you're in. So yeah, take some of these or continue to reflect on different ones, and see how you feel about it. And maybe there are really great ways that like you handle mistakes, and that's something that is something you're proud of. And if that's the case, like please share that with other teachers. I think it's really important that we share our strengths and how we are doing these things. So have these conversations. This is what the purpose of the Tuesday Training Tool is, to just generate some really nice conversations to help us continue to improve and reflect. So there you have it. That's a wrap for June. We're prepared environment already. That's, maybe it seemed quicker because we did 3 weeks of one topic, but thank you again for all your feedback. We're going to be working hard this summer to just get this, out of the COVID mode in our classrooms. I'm super, super excited and happy to offer any support that is necessary, but really looking forward to the next couple of months with highlighting the importance of how we're going to be taking care of these classrooms in post, not that it's completely post COVID times, but in relaxed COVID times that we're in right now. Thank you for all your hard work. Any questions you have, please reach out to your director, your program specialist, or of course myself. I'm always open to help with whatever you need. And I hope you have some meaningful conversations and reflections after this Tuesday training tool. Next week, we'll jump into July, which is a new theme, and we will continue our professional development together. And I can't wait. Thank you, everyone. See you next week.